umekuwa ukijiuliza ni nini nimefanya mbaya? Nini nimefanya mbaya for sure? Like KRA wananitumia this demand letter that you have a penalty of 30,000. You have a tax obligation you have not filed for this year. Like, nini? This thing can be so hectic, my friend. It can be so hectic. So, kuna some of the reason that triggers such things. Unaona? Let's dive into that today. Can I see myself clearly? Okay, not bad, not bad at all. Nice. Welcome to yet another exciting session of Achieve with Chiagnos. Achieve with Chiagnos is your number one solution provider to matters relating to business, anything that will ensure you succeed in 2024, and taxation matters. In our previous video, the first video that I did in 2024, it was on taxation. Then the following one was about the startups. What are some of the factors you can consider while starting a business? How do you brainstorm a business idea? How do you execute? What are some of the strategies that you can put in place to ensure your side hustle performs well? And today I'm just here again to do the part 2 of the frequently asked question on iTax. Let's go straight away. So if you are in corporate industry, as you are aware, you are supposed to be filing some tax return rather. For instance, if you are dealing with vertible goods and supply and your turnover is 5 million and above, you are supposed to file what is called a VAT as your tax obligation. If you have employees and you are paying them a salary which is above 24,000 per month, then you are supposed to file PAYE, that is pay as you earn. And then if you are in public service vehicle motor industry, like the PSV, you are supposed to file advance tax depending on the number of passengers you are carrying or the tonnage you are supposed to pay. Suppose you are dealing with selling of properties like land. If your land has appreciated and you have sold it at a profit, you are supposed to file what is called capital gain tax. If you are a corporate, come the end of your financial year, you are supposed to file something called corporate tax, and you can pay it in installments. So you look at these different type of taxes that we are supposed to file in this business industry. Sometimes we normally get maybe a shocking mail from KRA, and when you open that mail, you are like, how did these people come up with these things? Because it is a demand list that we want you to pay this obligation. Okay, following your recent activity on ABC transaction, we have slapped you with a fine of this. So if you don't understand well, you can be very quick to give a response very rudely, and that is how things will get out of hand, because KRA maybe can come to your premise, demand that premise to be shut down, or they can even auction that property and everything. So today I want us to highlight, I want us also not to highlight rather, but to go so a bit detailed and see what are some of the causes that normally trigger an audit for an organization. And remember, before we start, it is worth noting that in KRA, for businesses, they are categorized like into two. We can say large taxpayers, and also we have these small taxpayers. So under large taxpayers, these people, this category normally file like nearly all kind of obligation, starting from VAT, PAYE, advance tax, like mention them, all those types of taxes that we normally have, the withholding tax, the withholding VAT. So utajua aje, how will you know, how will KRA know rather, how will KRA know that you have not been filing some taxes? Number one, these are the causes. Hizi ndio vitu zinafanya KRA wakushike. While kuna kitu inaitwa VAT Auto Assessment. It's kind of an audit software that uses a concept of reconciliation pale kwa KRA. So what does this imply? For instance, when you are making sales, we also expect purchase to be occurring at the same time. It's just like a double entry. Whenever there is a sale, there is a purchase. To you who is selling, there is someone who is buying. And while filing VAT, for sales is what we call output. And then for purchases is what we call input. Aya, tuko pamoja mpaka hapo, we are together. So this is how it is done. While you are filing VAT, if you declare like this thing as a output, as a sale, then the purchaser should also declare that and claim it as an input to VAT. But whenever you want to issue an invoice, you normally request the KRA PIN of the buyer. So if you declare this thing as your input and this guy does not claim as an input, okay, you have a right, you can claim if you want, or you can't claim. But in normal circumstance, for a person who understands the importance of claiming, he must claim. Or for instance, the person is selling and you are buying, and either way, one declares, the other does not declare. So there is imbalance, and that imbalance cumulatively can be such a huge amount that they can easily notice when they run the VAT Auto Assessment, and that is how you will be slapped with a fine, and you wonder, na hii kitu imetoka wapi? Na mimi nimefanya everything to avoid this thing. Another method that KRA normally uses to catch you is through is a whistleblower. Whistleblower, this can be your competitor in the same industry who knows your game, who has identified your weakness, and he knows very well that this guy does not file VAT, yet the turnovers are above 5 million. So it's very simple. They have a platform, I do believe it's called iWhistleblower, something like that, where he can provide details of your company, somehow prove that you have met the threshold and yet you are not filing, you have not registered for that obligation, or you are evading the taxes in such a thing and thing. So we have people who review this. If they find it factual, then that is how you land in hot soup with that demand letter. So always be keen on the information that you portray to your competitors, and always I'll also urge you to just comply with the requirements of KRA to be on a safer side, and comply with all the requirements that they need. Another method that KRA can raise a demand letter or issue you with that letter is, for instance, if you are a landlord, you have registered for prepaid token meters. Maybe you have how many units in your apartment? You have like maybe 50 units. So how can you have 50 units and you have not been filing rental income? It will just be known because somehow the KPLC database is linked with the KRA database, so they have the list. So these are the number of people who are same person registering for 50 units. That indicates that you have a house which you are supposed to be filing for it a rental income. But if they check your records, it's not either declared in the monthly rental income or in the annual while computing the corporate tax. So that can trigger a demand letter that can come with heavy penalty and heavy fines. Another thing, it's worth noting that the advanced technology now the KRA are leveraging on, it is facilitating and giving them an easy work. For instance, if you register a company at eCitizen as we speak, you don't have to apply for KRA PIN. You will find that the KRA PIN is automatically sent to the email of the company you registered. So what does this tell us? They have linked their database with the office of the registrar of companies, so there is no way you can escape. And I think they are trying also to do this to other platforms like maybe M-Pesa. They can try and do that to M-Pesa and other crucial services, such that they'll be in a position to see this person has transacted this, and under this transaction, this is the type of obligation he or she should honor. But from our records, we don't see it. So they find a way of slapping you with another fine or that demand letter to come out clearly and explain. Another reason that can trigger a demand letter to be issued to you is advertisement. You work in CBD, in that screening archives, we are seeing your advert doing well, and you are saying you are a multi-million company, so everywhere it's your advert. So you become so popular to an extent even the employees at the KRA, yeah, they are aware of this company, but if they check the records versus what they portray, they are seeing nothing. And that is how you can be slapped with that demand letter or heavy fine. So those are some of the ways KRA are leveraging to ensure compliance. They will do everything to ensure you have complied. So I will advise you comply with different type of taxes. We do all those type of taxes, including but not limited to VAT, PAE, advanced tax, corporate tax, withholding tax, withholding VAT, and registration process for that. The advisory ways you can minimize your tax liability. And what I've just said here is somehow called tax how do we call it? Evasion. Tax evasion. Tax evasion is illegal. Like you are not using the correct method to minimize your tax liability. It's called tax evasion. And tax avoidance is using the provision in the tax laws to minimize your tax liability. So we as tax consultants, we have some of the strategies that we can assist you to minimize your tax liability. You can contact me and it is worth noting for those in employment right now as we speak, and you can file your return as early as now. You have until now up to 30th of June 2024 to declare the previous year's obligation, payee obligation. Thank you so much. My name is Hilary, and this is Achieve with Shared Noise. Please subscribe. Until next time, bye.